Peckham may be famous for its pearly kings and queens, but this summer the church got a visit from more than just East End royalty when Prince Charles got to hear of the church's success story. He came to All Saints to see for himself what local Christians are doing for their community.
God is good. God is great.
I feel excited and I give God thanks that All Saints is alive to welcome the King of England.
Well, he's not the king yet, yeah.
Future King of England.
Yeah, we've still got a great queen.
And I give God thanks for that.
Say how pretty we are.
Well, my hopes are that when the Prince comes, that he will see what we do here at All Saints and what we do for the community here and how God is working in this place.
We are honored because we didn't know that we'd reach this day when we have a prince coming in to see us. We're coming from far away, and thank God we've reached this stage. We give him thanks and praise. He's a good God.
And he was going through the whole without saying
I didn't imagine that I would see Prince Charles walk into this place.
Sir, I saw you speaking to those wonderful ladies, and obviously they told you a little bit about the history of this incredible church. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I know there are some wonderful people like that all over this country who battle away unseen and unheard, and they were just another wonderful example, I think, of people who refused to take no for an answer. And they just weren't going to see their church hall or their church closed and demolished or anything else like that. So they just said no and trusted in Providence. And eventually it worked, and there was an answer to their prayers. And I think we owe a huge amount to marvellous people like that who just are determined, mind about the things that make their communities worthwhile. So it's wonderful to see this transformation, the church we brought back to life, with so many wonderful people who were part of all this.
Peckham has its fair share of unemployment and deprivation. Given his own interest in these issues, Prince Charles asked to meet Jenny Hartley, who runs All Saints Partnership with the debt counselling charity Christians Against Poverty.
The work that is done by these marvellous people on helping people to get over the huge difficulties they get into on indebtedness, and what they have done is staggering in terms of sorting out the difficulties that inevitably are so easy to get into, through advice and courses and so on, and encouragement. And that really does make a difference. I mean, I'm hugely impressed by that. And then, of course, you know, the people who've been through that go and help others.
Many people are in debt. Credit is so easy to take nowadays, whether it's from, you know, the shops offering products on credit, or whether it's credit cards, store cards, doorstep lenders. All those things are very present in Peckham. Really what I think marks us out from other debt advice or debt management companies is our service is completely free. It's available to absolutely everyone, regardless of their maybe background or faith or age or employment circumstances. That first visit is very much about collecting in tons of information. So we'll collect in lots of bills, lots of letters from the creditors. How have you been?
Yes, very well, thanks.
Great. And what we do after that is the team at head office will put together a budget for that client, and then we take on the negotiations with creditors. So one of the most stressful things for people who are in debt is the constant phone calls, the red letters through the post, and actually that can add so much anxiety. Well, if we have a look now at the next budget that James has prepared for you, what this shows, Afdal, one of the clients, is married and has a little girl and another baby on the way, and they're such a lovely family. But when Afdal suffered from some ill health, he lost his job, and since then hasn't been able to find work, and debts which were quite manageable when he had a salary suddenly became quite unmanageable, and interest and charges tend to spiral quite out of control.
He's doing really well. I have a lot of Christian friends, so the word Christian in the advert didn't put me off the slightest.
And get through to the
It's not a good feeling at all.
That's what James is.
I thought I was completely stuck. Sleepless nights, really stressed. Some people just don't know how to ask for help, don't know where to turn to. Some people genuinely want to help and don't know how to help people. Again, it all comes down to just realizing, you know, if being a Christian or a Muslim or something, just really going back to your faith and realizing what are common. You know, that's what we need to concentrate on, is what is really common between us.
Yeah, good, very good.
I feel I've learnt a huge lesson from this. Never again would want to get back into debt.
The thing that I love the most is I have an opportunity to visit people in their homes, and so often, especially in England, I think we can be very private and we don't like sharing sort of some of the things that we're struggling with, and this gives me an opportunity just to come alongside people and offer a really practical solution, but also to just befriend them. Hi Cora, how are you?
Good morning, thank you.
Great. Cora is one of our more elderly clients, and she's a diabetic, and her fridge broke, and it meant that she couldn't keep her insulin refrigerated. Where would you like this?
Oh, there, please.
It was fantastic that because we were in touch with her, we knew immediately that this was the situation, and so we're able to get her, you know, one of those just the little mini fridges, and it meant that it was a stopgap before the proper fridge was fixed. Perfect
Just made
fit.
for it.
It certainly is.
When Jenny came on the scene, I felt free, out of a bondage. The bondage of crying at nights, worrying in the days, and not able to cope at all. I admire Jenny so much. That's her mission, to help people who are in need. And I'm sure God bless her.
It's fantastic that in the Bible there is so much teaching on money and finance and what we should do with it. And one of the key things that I think really forms kind of the bedrock of what we do is God asks us to be good stewards with our finances. And one of the things that we teach all of our clients is how to budget, how to manage their money. We're not just sort of taking it all off them and doing it for them. We're providing them with some great teaching and some great knowledge as to how to manage their money for themselves. we can offer the practical help, but actually there is that added dimension, added element of being able to share our faith and offer kind of that hope that can only come through kind of, relationship with Jesus.